You're talking about some women who have been used by 15, 20 men a day. That's a very hard one to get over, you know, it takes a long time. It's a very, very slow process to recover. I mean, sometimes it's just a mattress and a bed, and I say minimum food, you know, minimum clothes that they're given, you know, and they just have to service men on a regular basis in one room. One woman told me recently that in between 20 men a day, she didn't even get washed. So if you can't even imagine what that would be like, you know. But again, it happens because there's a market here. If there wasn't a market, then we wouldn't have the problem of trafficking. Well, I suppose, like anyone, if you talk about human trafficking, you think of Thailand or the Middle East, you know. You don't really think of the leafy suburbs of South Belfast, or in actual fact, there is a market for it here. And because there's a market for it here, that's why it exists. And some women are in debt bondage to these traffickers. Some of them are, their families at home are being threatened that if they don't comply with what the traffickers want, then their families will be harmed in their home villages. So it's very, very difficult to understand. There are, sometimes it might be for a period of time we could get women from China, you know, which is very, very, very difficult for those women, because a lot of those women from China may not have any registration in China because of they're the third or the fourth child and therefore aren't registered in China. So very difficult for our Home Office to trace their existence. So in actual fact, they don't belong anywhere. We take women from the African countries, again from villages where maybe voodoo was used as a threat for them to comply with the traffickers. We take women from Eastern European. Quite a lot of women recently have been from Eastern European. Some of those young girls feel that they have come to Northern Ireland and they do comply with the trafficking and go into prostitution because they think they can earn money and send it home. But in actual fact, what happens is the traffickers keep the money and they are given very little money to survive, you know.